Right, well, welcome everybody to the Working From Home webinar. Lots and lots of ideas. Any questions that you've got as well, please just put them into the chat box there. And I'm just going to, some little tricks that I've learned about using Zoom over here. I actually have two computers open. I've got one right next door to this, which has got all my notes and my everything I need to do. So if you ever see me glancing over, that's what I'm doing over there. And the other thing, I don't know if anyone's used the chat rooms before, breakout rooms. I won't use them today, but they're brilliant to use. I did a webinar on last Wednesday, for a Vistage tech group in Florida. And we had 30 people, and it just worked amazingly because we could put them into the breakout rooms. They came back, they shared their ideas. So it was fantastic. So let's get straight into it now. And one of the things I'm going to speak about, I'm normally a very much, let's just get right down to the facts and get down to it all. But I bought a webinar, how to run a webinar the other day from a young guy called Ted McGraw. He's this young genius. I hate these guys that earn millions on the internet. And of course, I bought his course on how to run a webinar. And one of the first things he said is, you've got to develop rapport, you've got to be nice. And for me, that's just like, no, I just want to go straight into it. So I'm going to do my little rapport right now. And I'm going to start by sharing my screen here, give you a little bit of my background. So I come originally from South Africa. I was brought up in a little mining town called Blyvoorreitzer. And when I was 9 years old, we had a disaster there because we were built on dolomite. We kept getting sinkholes. 2 days after my 9th birthday, knock on the door, get out of the village. The whole village is sinking in. And that's one of the sinkholes that appeared there. This was another sinkhole here. I mean, take a look at that. One family disappeared there, never to be seen again. And we left there that day, moved in with my grandmother, and we grew up. We didn't have too much money. In fact, that's where I met Herb. Herb stayed just down the road from me, and we played in our first band together, keyboard player. And it was a great life over there. And I remember at school, I started playing in a band. And my teachers, I had one Afrikaans teacher called Mr. Geldenhuys, and he always said to me, because I was playing in bands, he said, Frank, you will amount to nothing one day. You will end up smoking marijuana on the street corners. And that always sort of sticks in my ears. I'm still waiting for that to happen. You know, hopefully in my old age, I'll be able to do that. But anyway, I left school, studied accountancy, got fired after 10 months because I was just the worst employee ever. And then did what I always wanted to do. I became a drummer in a rock band. And I want to tell you, that is the best thing ever. Did that for 7 years. It was amazing. I didn't make much money, but the fringe benefits were out of this world. It was absolutely fantastic. And some of the other bands I played with, that was a famous guy called Werner Krupski over there. So that was my start in life. And after that, I went into selling insurance and did pretty well at that. 1993, moved over to London. We started a business here, sold it 4 years later. And I've been speaking for the last 20 years, as so many of my Vistage and Tech Chair friends know. I've spoken to many of your groups, absolutely love it, still travel around the world doing a lot of speaking. And for me, really what today is all about is every one of us can make a difference. You know, if you're a chair out there, if you're running any kind of business, this is the time where we're all locked down and we can make a difference. Anything you can pick up today, if you're in sales, a lot of my speakers, John Dabrowski, a lot of other great speakers out there, please remember you can make a difference. And another great story, a good friend of mine, this is a guy here called Arvid Albanese. I met him through a Vistage group in America, in Florida, and we became really, really good friends. And his story was when he was at school, he was, let's just go out of the stop share here. When he was at school, he was told that he was stupid. So he left school when he was 16, not realizing that he was dyslexic, and he started fixing air conditioners. At the age of 21, started his own company, and at the age of 39, sold his first business for $80 million, started his second business, which was rentals, you know, when you go in storage rentals in Florida, built that up to the biggest. He sold that the year before last for $100 million, and is now on his third business. And he's writing a book. When it comes out, I'm going to let everybody know it's all about the blue-collar millionaire and that anybody can do it in life. And he's just an amazing guy. Again, this is us last year. And he was saying to me that he'd always set goals. So when he started his business, he'd always wanted to buy a jet. So he got a big picture of a jet, put it in his double garage. Every time he came in, he saw it, he bought it. The next thing he was wanting to buy the best helicopter out there. And that was us last year when I was at my place in Florida. He flew over from Miami to Orlando, picked me up, flew me back to his house. I mean, he's crazy. This guy's a multi-millionaire, slept at his place, and he said, okay, tomorrow morning we're going out for breakfast. I said, okay, that's cool. What time? 8 o'clock. And he looked at me like I was crazy. He said, 5 o'clock. That's what time I start work. It's like, I mean, here's a guy, multi-millionaire, but so driven. He's got 2 twin boys, absolutely loves the boys, wants to make them Eagle Scouts now. That was me in the helicopter. And again, the big thing I got from him was that anybody can make a difference. So really, that's what it's all about. Every one of us on this call can make a difference. Now, the one thing I want to start with here is, again, this is one of those things I learned in the webinar thing, is at the end of the call today, if you stay right to the end, I've got my little cowboy hat here, my Harley Davidson hat. Oh, by the way, I wanted to buy a Harley Davidson. I went to the academy in Florida last year, and I thought, this is it. I failed. Can you believe it? Those bikes are so big and heavy, it scared the crap out of me. So that was the end. All I've got is I've got a hat, and I've got a belt, and I've got a T-shirt. So that's as far as I go. But if we take a look here, everybody who's on the webinar now, we've got a lot of stuff over here. We're going to have a pull-out later on, and we're going to have 2 prizes. I have a pre-recorded webinar on selling from home, which is just amazing. Sells for $47, and that's what we're going to have as a giveaway later on. So let's get straight back in here again. Now, for me, whatever I've done in life, I've always tried to work on blueprints. And for me, the selling from home blueprint is all about the home. The one is habits, and you've got to think about the right kind of habits. And this all came about 3 weeks ago. One of my clients in New York phoned me, and he said, I'd worked with him in December. He said, I've got a problem. All of my salespeople have got to work from home. They've got no idea what to do. And said, put together a course for me. So I worked for about 2 weeks, put a course together, and it's got about 120 videos. I thought I'd sell the course as well. You know me, if ever there's an opportunity. But this is what it's all about, and a lot of what we're going to speak about today. The first one is habits. If you're working from home, you've got to get into the right habits. And I'm going to show you a couple of things that we're doing on LinkedIn right now that works absolutely fantastically. The second one is optimizing yourself to work from home, where you're working from, the background you've got. The third one is going mobile. And the fourth one really is all about establishing credibility. So those are the 4 things we're going to cover today, and it breaks down into 3 areas. The first one is working from home. How do we prospect? And this is the best time in the world to go out there. If I was a Vistage chair, there's so many ideas we can use from here on going out to prospect. If I was in SEO, some ideas on who your target market is. So we're going to look at that. The second thing is, once we found the right kind of people, how do we connect with them? And then what's the best form of communicating? So let's start right off with the prospecting over here. And the one thing I would say to everybody is try to find out who is your ideal target, who is your ideal person that you actually want to sell to. So right now, I've also put an online course together for financial advisors, over 400 videos. So my target audience there is going to be owners of insurance companies. It is going to be owners of brokerages. It's going to be financial advisors. So now I know who my target market is, who I'm going to be going after. Think about yourself. Who is your target market, and who's got a problem that you can solve? Who's got the time and money to actually solve that problem? They want to get the outcomes you can provide, engage with your product, and they've got the same kind of worldview as you. And here's an example. Again, this is one of the Vistage members I work with in London. This is a company called Jellyfish Pictures. Now, most people would never have heard about this company because they're a VFX company. So they do all the animations of just about every big film you will see. If you see any Harry Potter show, in fact, any of the great shows with animations, they would have done those. They've got 102 animators over there, Raiders of the Lost Ark. And I was sitting working with their team, and we looked at 3 areas. And again, these are the same 3 areas I would say that you've got to look at. The first one over there is, how do you like to be found, either in a Google search or a YouTube search or a LinkedIn search? And they came up with 4 things there: animation and VFX company, best VFX company, animation and visual effects studio, and animation studio. So how do you actually like to be found on the internet? The second thing you've got to think about is, what kind of solutions do you sell? And they do 3 things only. Keep it simple over there. So like, if you're like Teddy Goldberg, it might be wealth advisors. Herb Kelly might be SEO. So what kind of solutions do you sell? And they just said movie animation, visual effects, or VFX. But here's the big one: who do we sell to? And they came up with 5 of 6 of these areas over here: visual effects supervisors, producers, broadcasters, post-production supervisors, production companies, and directors. So I'm going to go out of this now and give you an example of this. So let's just get out of this. So I want you to think about, who is your ideal person and how are you going to go and find them? Well, let's go into Google. I don't know, has anyone ever done any advanced Google searches or Boolean searches? Just put your hand up if you've done any of those there. Let's just see if we've, or put it into the chat box there. Let's just see there. Oh, somebody liked my hair. Well, that's pretty cool. So advanced Boolean searches, it's all about learning how the plus and the minus works. There's lots of courses out there on it. And I'm going to show you just some simple things. I'm going to be running another webinar later on in the month on the advanced searches. But let's take a look here. If we go into Google, I'm going to come out of there. Let's go into, by the way, if ever I forget to stop sharing my screen, just unmute yourself and shout at me, hey, you're not sharing. So I was playing around here because I did this the last time I went to Australia, and I thought, what if I was going to Perth and I was going to be selling to CEOs of oil and gas companies? Where would I actually find these kinds of people? So using the Boolean search, I started playing around. Actually, I did this yesterday. I just put in CEO. And again, this would be the title in the brackets, or has always got to be in capital letters. President. So if it's an American company, they call their CEOs presidents, or director. So that's going to be the title. Then I had the plus sign, which means, okay, here's another search term, oil or gas. And you can put in as many things as you want to here. And I put in plus Australia. I could put in Perth as well, whatever I want to, or Western Australia. And that's the important one there. What kind of file type are you looking for? There's all kinds of file types. There's PDF, there's Word. But the main one that people are going to be saving their things is on an Excel spreadsheet. So I'm going to look for, I said to Google, Google, go out there, find me any spreadsheets that have got CEO, president, or director with oil and gas in Australia. And it came up with 2,500 results. I mean, it's just crazy that I get all of these results there. And I started playing around, opening some of these here, and I'll just show you what I found. Let's hop over to Excel here. I mean, it's scary. Just take a look. That's one of the sheets that I've got there. There they are, chairperson, director general, CEO. I've got their first name. I've got their last name. I've got their email address. In fact, I've got everything I need to start connecting with these people. Phone numbers, address. I mean, just play, there it is. Just in a few minutes, I've got everything. If I was coming over to Perth, that's where I would start. And now the one thing I would say, depending on the country you're in, also be careful on the canned spam laws. What I'm not going to do is just go and send a cold email. That just doesn't work. It's like cold calling, and those days are gone. What I would rather do is, once I've got that list there, I'm now going to go on to LinkedIn, and I'm going to start connecting with those people write a personalized message to them. If they connect back with me, I'm going to start sending them relevant information for what they're doing. They'll then see me as the expert, and they will start approaching me saying, we like what you're doing. Can we get together, or can we have a chat? Let's just see over here. Yeah, Frank, can you confirm if you did that from Google? Yeah, that was just from Google there. So if we go back in again, so there's the sheet. If we go back here to Google, so that was just a Google search. And again, they're still the biggest search engine over there. And I've done this with so many things. I was working with a company in Perth, and they do cutting down trees and that kind of thing. And they were going for, they wanted to get a contract down on the seafront over there. And we sat around, I sat around playing with their team. We sat for 3 hours going through this here. And we actually came up with the contract that people were putting out there saying, this is our tender. Here's the 5 things we want to look for. If people provide this, we'll take them on board. And I think in the end, they actually got the contract over there. So here's one spreadsheet. Here's another one. So there's one spreadsheet, and there's another one I got over there. So that's a different kind of spreadsheet, but it also gave me some interesting things about, oh, this was a different search I did. This was quite a scary one on all of the oil and gas, how they're being signed, how they're being bought, who's buying what over here. So I can go into any oil and gas and I can see there, that company has signed an agreement for X amount of billion, 2.9 billion, there with China Railways, joint South Korea. So over here, I can go in and at a glance, I can see just what's happening in the oil and gas world. That's not my world, but that was just an example to show you of what you can do. So now the other thing is you can also do an advanced Google search. If you just go in a similar kind of thing, if you hit on settings, advanced search, click onto that, and you have similar kinds of stuff coming up here, all the words, so you don't have to remember the pluses, minuses, exact word, any of these words. And that will do a very similar kind of thing for you. Now I want to show you something cool as well. Let's stop the share there. Anybody who's on LinkedIn know that LinkedIn is fantastic, but they want to charge us an absolute fortune. I mean, yeah, £80 a month to belong to the navigator. So all I want to do is I want to find the cheapest form of LinkedIn, mainly so that I can just see who's looking at my profile. But if you do that, you don't have the advanced search, but you can get around the advanced search by doing this. This is another great little site to go to. And this is called recruitin.net, recruitin.net. And this will give you the same advanced search capabilities for free. I love free, one of my favorite words. So let's just take a look now. Let's say I wanted to sell to financial advisors in the United Arab Emirates. I just come over here. So I want to sell my product to them. I'm going to find them. I'm going to connect with them. So I'm going to go United Arab Emirates. I'm going to put financial advisor. Or financial consultant. So it'll bring up some other stuff over there. Keywords. Let's say I want them in Dubai. So that will work out well. And again, remember, if you're a chair of any of the CEO groups, this is a fantastic way of finding CEOs in your local city. So I'm just going to go find the right people on LinkedIn, open up there. And I mean, that's scary. I have 22,000 results that I can start with there. So let's just get this over here. So this just works so well. You can go in there. So I can go in and let's say maybe I wanted to, I could go in and I could add expat if I wanted to. So let's just put here, let's add keywords expatriate. And see what it brings up. Again, opening Google, 447. So this is great because these are the people I want to sell to. They are expats over there in the financial services industry. So I would go in, take a look at Tom over there. And okay, he's a senior financial advisor. That looks pretty good, is where I want him to be there. And what I would do then is connect with him. It looks like I'm already connected. Yeah, I'm already connected with him. But I connect with him, start sending him useful information, and that's where the business starts to happen. Now, again, if anyone's got any questions on that, just put it into the chat box there. But that works brilliantly, brilliantly well. Nothing more from the chat box there. So that's recruiting.net. Now, there's some other great productivity tools out there. We've got another chat there. Excellent ideas. Oh, that's great. So Michael Tipper, when you say send useful info, okay, I'm going to come to that. What do I send to them? I'll come to that soon, Michael. Let's go back in here again. And I want to show you a few other productivity tools on how I find people. So sometimes I want to find out what an email address is of somebody. And here's a good one for you to use. It's called egrabber.com, egrabber.com, if I want to find out an email address. But this is another great one because often I've got my old lists. I've got 8,500 people on my mailing list, but people leave there, they go all over the place. So I use this to verify whether that email address is still working. One of the companies I just worked with in the US recently said they ran this through and it works fantastically well. So that is verify-email.org, verify-email-org. And this is my favorite one over here. Please go and take a look at this one. If I want to get email addresses, this is called hunter.io, hunter.io. If I want to find anybody's email address. So again, I live in Florida half the year, and I do a lot of work with Vistage over there. So I thought, let me see if I can get the names of everybody that works for Vistage in Florida. And I went into hunter.io, typed in the email address, vistageflorida.com. And there we go. All of the email addresses. How cool is that? So anybody that I want to get in touch with, any of your clients, anyone you want to find, this is just a great way of finding them. Hunter.io. Right, so again, any questions over there, just give me a shout on any questions. Hopefully you're picking up some ideas already. And let's just see if there's any more questions here. Okay, nothing there. Let's see. Okay, so let's go back in here again into the share screen. And I want to show you one little tool now. I bought this about a month ago, and I absolutely love this tool. I think it cost me about 100 quid a year, and it's called Shift, tryshift.com. And as you can see here, I'm hopping between screens all the time. I'm going to the top over there. If I want to go and check out an email, I'm doing my alt and my little arrows over here. Take a look at this Shift. I have everything together over here. So all I want to do is I want to look at my Outlook emails. There we go. There's my, I'll try to get into your thing. Yeah, you're too late. You couldn't get in. I want to look at my Google Mail. There's my Google Mail. I want to go and tweet something. I don't have to go, let me go and open Twitter. All I do is I hit that and I tweet. I want to go and do a Facebook message. I click the next tab down. Oh, there we go. Drinking bellwether. You can see that last night. Good Aussie. I want to have a look at my Instagram. I want to post something on Instagram. That was me in Chengdu last year with the pandas. I want to go and buy something on Amazon. Go straight into my Amazon account. I want to watch a movie. I want to shorten a link. I go straight into Bitly. Bitly, by the way, is pretty good because you can have customizable links now. I want to make a background. I want to do something. I use Canva. Canva, by the way, is brilliant. I use it all the time. In fact, all of the slides today were made on Canva. Or if I want to go into Pinterest, I just go into that there. Now, isn't that just, I mean, that's a fantastic little tool that I love. That tool. I use it all the time. For $100, it'll be your best investment this year because I don't have to go all over the place, open this, close this. Everything is logged in already. I just go in and use it. Let's go. Some handy tools there. Hunter's a very good tool. Yeah, absolutely. I missed part of the recording. Yeah, absolutely. You'll be able to get that. So now that leads us into the next part over here, the second part, which is all about connecting. And again, that is, how do we use LinkedIn and how good is LinkedIn? Here's a little thing that you can all do at the end of this. If you just go into Google, let's just open up a new tab in Google, yeah? And it doesn't matter where you are in the world. You can be in South Africa, Australia, wherever you are. Just type in the search term sales technology speaker. So that's how I want to be found. So sales. Watch what comes up. And again, this is me over here on my computer. I promise you, it doesn't matter where you are in the world, I own that first page. I've tried it everywhere. I was in China last year, Singapore, Hong Kong. I own that page. I'm just going to close shift it. There's a little dinging sound all the time. Now, take a look at this. I own the first page because I've optimized myself to be found. So I don't have to pay a lot of money for SEO. I've done my own kind of version of it, but take a look at that. Number one there, it's going to be different for everyone. LinkedIn. Just by optimizing your LinkedIn profile, you can actually get to the top of the search engines. So that's the one thing. The other thing that I've done over here is video. Now, video is a huge area. In fact, I'm running another webinar this afternoon on video and YouTube. There are just some awesome tools there, very different to what I'm doing this morning. And I'll be running that same one again, the video one, the week after next for everybody on today's who is interested. And again, it's for the different locations, Australia, Asia, those kinds of places, South Africa. So that'll be in 2 weeks' time. But if you take a look here, just by optimizing my videos. Now, I don't know how Google works, but I do know that if I have that search term, sales technology speaker, I have it in the title of my video, I have it in the description, and I have it in the tags. That gets me onto the first page of Google. I tell you, one of the cool things I'm going to show this afternoon is how you can get all of your videos translated into the different languages. So I can be found in German, Spain, all of that kind of thing. But that'll be on our next webinar. So over here, the main thing is just on LinkedIn over here. Just by optimizing LinkedIn, you can get onto the first page. So let's take a look. Let's hop over to LinkedIn here. And so here's some of the things. And again, if anyone wants any private consultancy on this, just give me a call. The first thing you've got to do is have a great background over there. You want to tell people what you do, and you want to give them your contact details. So make sure you've got a great background. And by the way, again, I used a free tool, Canva, C-A-N-V-A. I use it all the time. And that, I just created that and uploaded that there. Also have a great photograph there. And then over here, if you've got a title, CEO or whatever your title is, put it over here. This over here is prime real estate. Don't waste that with titles. If you've got a title, put it in here. And the way that you do that is you click on the little pen mark here. So my first name is Frank Furnace Dash. My last name is my title, Sales and Marketing Speaker. So that's how you change that. The headline over here. Now, why I've got onto the first page of Google is because I've optimized LinkedIn with search terms and search phrases. So I've got 4 search terms there. Sales and Marketing Speaker, and then you'll see a little space, and then a little straight up thing called a pipe, which is just above, or it's on different keyboards. Mine's just next to my shift key. Then my second one, social media speaker. Again, space, pipe, YouTube presenter, virtual presenter. So 4 kinds of phrases I want to optimize everywhere. Now, another important area is, let's just get out of this here, is the About You section over here. Please go and take a look at yours there and make sure it's not written in the third person. You know, don't write there, Tom Jones is the CEO of XYZ. He is rather right there. Hi, my name's Tom. I started my business in a bedroom 5 years ago. We're now doing 40 million a year turnover. People love stories. So tell the story. Anything you do in social media, you do it as if you're speaking to one person only. We then come to specialities over here. Watch this, keywords again. So I've got all of those keywords. So this is for anyone that's reading it, but more importantly, it's for when Google is scraping it. And this is a big one. Why do people do business with you? Because in today's market, we all sell similar kinds of products, similar services, similar kinds of prices. What is it that differentiates you? And LinkedIn is such a huge channel now. Please just go in and optimize your LinkedIn channel. Now, there's a lot more. We'll also be doing a webinar sometime in the future on LinkedIn because it is such a huge area. And again, just want to see if there's any questions now. How do you mass mail your LinkedIn contents with relevant information? Is there a quick way? There is. I'll speak about that later on. I just want to go through a few other important things here. Let's go share again. And the next thing I want to speak about is, let's just see here, personalizing your messages. Now, when somebody, if you want to connect with somebody, personalize what you're going to do. I bought a whole lot of courses. I've been studying everybody. I bought books. I'm trying to find everything, but personalize that. So there's something over there. Somebody says to you, you know, when somebody asks to connect with you, and again, this is not mine. This is what I got from a LinkedIn expert. Heartbeat, 3 little dots. That means there's something else to come. Yes, I'm very happy to connect with you. Positive words. Thank you. Please let me know if I can connect you to anyone else in my network. So I'm helping them. And now you want to get the conversation going. Can I ask what prompted you to connect? Now they're going to start coming back and saying, yeah, I read your post. It looked like you know a lot about cybersecurity. Can we talk? Thanks in advance, Frank. And that starts the conversation. Now, please make everything personalized. And the other thing is, I'm going to show you something I do here on when anyone takes a look at your profile. And I know I'm going through tons of stuff here, but I want you to take away a lot of stuff from this morning or this evening session. So if we go in here, and I want to have a look at who's looked at my profile. So let's just go in here, view profile. Every day, please do this as well, because all of these could be potential leads if they've looked at your profile. So I'm going to go in there, 758 people. And this is what I do when somebody looks at my profile. So they're creative director of the Rio Consulting Group. Could she be good? Yeah, absolutely. I have a whole online course on social media with over 400 videos. She might be a good person to speak to, so I'm going to connect with her. Over here, we've got the state manager. So let's say Nathan has come now and he's taken a look at my profile. This is what I've done. I've created a little answer, and you can see it here. I keep it on Word because it makes it so much easier. And that's it. Thanks so much for viewing my profile. Smiley face, best wishes, Frank. P.S. If you're up for it, I've recorded a short 43 seconds. Tell them how long it is. Welcome video for new LinkedIn connections that talk about how the most we can get, how we can get the most from our connections. You can watch it, yeah. So now all I'm going to do is, I do this every morning. It takes me 5 minutes. I go in, I put there, hi Nathan, and then paste. There we go. Thanks for viewing my profile. And then I put in a little picture, because when somebody sees something visual, it makes them actually do something. So I've created a little picture here. Let's just find it here. There it is. Watch the welcome video. So that'll upload that, and then I will send that to him. So there it is, the little picture. Watch the welcome video. Now they're curious, and this is what happens. They'll hit that. And this takes them into what I call a video squeeze page. People do business with people, and now I can actually talk to them. Hey, this is Frank, and thanks so much for taking a look at my profile. So we have a chat there, and then at the end of it, yeah, now this is really important, give them something for free. So please enjoy your free online course. If they click into that, click here to register. That gives them a free mini course, but it also gives me permission in the future to start marketing to them. But give them something of value to them. So let's say I was an SEO expert. In that download, I would be giving them 5 biggest mistakes people make, or 10 things to consider when you set up your next SEO campaign. So again, let's just hop in here and see if we've got any more questions. Got the chat there. Can you get this access? Now, on the standard, you can only see 5 people. So that's why I use the cheapest one, which is the recruiter's one. I pay £20 a month, and that gives me access to everybody who has seen my profile. If you just use the normal one, I think you've only got 5 in-mails as well. So yeah, it's worth $20 a month for that. Right, let's see where we're off to next. The next thing, this is one of my favorite things, and this is something that I started about a month ago, and it has been incredibly successful. Now, we were asked earlier if I want to do a mass mailing, you can do this, but what I rather do is I have a posting strategy which works much better. Now I get people that look at my posts, that are interested in it, that comment on it, and I've got a much better interaction. So here's one of the things that you have to do with this over here. You have to post every weekday. I have formed a little pod. Let's just go stop the share here. I formed a pod of 20 people. So I found 20 people over here, and I'd say to every one of you, try and find 20 people close to you and form your pods. Do it in your own city. So if I'm going to be in Perth, I'm going to do it in Perth. If I'm in Johannesburg, I'm going to do it in Johannesburg. And the reason why is you want to all be on the same kind of time frame. So I've got 20 people in my group, and we have to commit. I'm quite strict on the group as well. I formed a WhatsApp group with them, and every morning before 8, we each have to post during the week. Before 9, we each have to go and comment on everyone else's posts. We have to like it, and that just kicks off the algorithm. And where I was getting 200 views before, I'm getting anything between 2,000 and 10,000 views now, which I think is way better than just sort of a cold marketing thing. It's just amazing. One of my friends who's in the group is a cyber crime kind of guy. He's getting up to 80,000 views, and he's picking up more business than you could ever imagine. Why? Because he's putting out great information, great ideas. Don't try and sell in these, just give great, great information. So let me show you how that works. So the first thing, I can never get up every day and write out a LinkedIn post. So what I do is once a month, you can see here, I've written out all of my posts. And as soon as I post it, it turns green. So that way, all I've got to do is copy and paste each morning. The other thing that I've got is you've got to get some great visuals, because visuals actually attract the people. So if we go in here, let's just have a look at my LinkedIn message images. So here's all of my images over here, and you can see they're all numbered. So this is the way that I've organized myself. I would go into the Word document there. Let's find that, the LinkedIn post. So you can see there's the post, and I've got picture 22. So I would go in that morning. Let's go over to LinkedIn, and let's just find LinkedIn here. I would go in that morning, and I would start a post. If you click start a post there, you can either put in a picture or a video, or a GIF is a great thing to put in as well. It just attracts people's attention. Or you can even put in a PDF document. I mean, if you've got an online document you want people to page through, put that in there. People can read all about it. So let's say I was a tech chair. I would have a document on what we're all about, how to join. People can actually page through it, and if they're interested, they come back to you. So I would just go in there, you go and find the image you want, and also try and be a little bit controversial, you know. So what do you do when the chips are down? You hit the next, and you just put that in there. And very important to add a hashtag. By the way, not more than 3 hashtags. Let me show you today's one, and we'll see how many views I've had. So I posted about 2 or 3 hours ago, and I don't know how many views I've got there. 1,291 views. 1,291. So I found this funny little GIF. You can see that. So people look at that. They say, well, that's weird. Let me look at this here. Over here, top thing is a question that you're going to ask, all in capitals. Over there, how would it make you feel if one of your videos went viral? People love things in 3. So here are 3 things that have helped mine to go viral. And again, be a little bit different. Don't put 1, 2, or 3. If you hit your Windows key and the full stop, that's where you can come up with all kinds of little GIFs and images you can put in there. Always finish off with a question as well. What is the one thing you've done in the past that you can share in your comments? And again, you can see over there, I've had 43 comments in 2 hours. So people come out and do that. And by the way, when we do our webinar just on LinkedIn, I'll go into it in a lot more detail. But here's what I do in the morning. As soon as I put that out, I click the 3 little dots. It says copy link to post. I then go out to my WhatsApp group over here, my 20 people in my WhatsApp group. And there it was this morning. You can see everybody's been posting. They really, really dedicated group that we've got over here. We're close. We have Friday night drinks virtually. But there's my post, morning all my post today. I click that. They then come in, they click it, and they go and they will go and comment on it. The same thing, I would go into Jane Gunn's over there. I'd go and watch hers. And you can see I've already posted my comments on hers. So that's hers there. Lovely looking girl. And there's my comment. By the way, if you want to get some great GIFs, a place where you can get GIFs is a place called Giphy.com. Giphy. That's it over there. You can see there's the picture I got yesterday. I just got that from Giphy. So you would just type in different things over here, and you get, people love animals as well. So people see that, they have a little giggle. So that's the magnet that attracts them. They will then start reading. And let's just see, we've got lots of questions here. Let's just see here. Aren't LinkedIn spotting that as black hat? No, they aren't, because we're actually, I'm genuinely going in, reading those people's. What it does, it actually kicks off the comments in the morning. And then lots of other people that are not even part of my group are coming and commenting that over there. What is the best time of day to post? Absolutely before 8 o'clock in the morning. I actually get up early. I try and get mine up there about 5 or 6 in the morning. This must take your time. As a CEO, I need to do it, but don't have time. And one of the things, we've got to make the time to do that. The whole thing takes me, if you prepare well, so I've got everything pre-prepared in my Word. In fact, before I go to sleep the night before, I actually put my post up there in the morning. All I've got to do is click post and then just go to my WhatsApp group. And then I come back about 2 hours later, and it takes me virtually 30 minutes to do it. And by the way, I belong to 3 of those groups. So if we go back in here again, so there's a PSA and friends group. I belong to another group, LinkedIn supporters group. There's another one with different people. And I belong to another group over here as well. So that's working well. And it's just getting us so much business, or it's setting you up as the expert in what you're doing. So please just have a great LinkedIn strategy, because otherwise it'll be like me before. All I would do is I'd do a post every now and then, 100 people have watched it, this doesn't work. So just use that. And again, please remember to stick around. I've got a visual reminder over here. We've got 2 prizes later on. Anyone want to win that? The webinar, great information. Anyone want to win? Okay, Darren's up there for that. Yeah, okay, perfect. Some more chat questions over here. I'll win it. Yeah, I like that there. Cool. Okay. Third area over here is your video strategy. And again, this is really important, the hardware and the software. This is a great little tool that I bought over here. Every night when I do my whiskey tasting, I virtually just sit at the kitchen table and you can put your iPad or your iPhone on there. It cost me about 20 bucks on Amazon. Works brilliantly. And if you're going to be doing anything on Zoom like we're all doing now, get yourself a really good microphone. So I use a professional microphone there. You don't have to go that far. This is a great little one you can buy for 50 bucks. It's called the Samson Go, S-A-M-S-O-N Go. The sound is brilliant. It's tiny. In fact, when I travel all over the world, I take it with me. So even in my hotel rooms, I can be making videos. Also, get some good lighting. So that's my lighting setup. In fact, I'm going to show you around my office right now. So if we take a look here, my office looks pretty cool. It looks like I'm sitting in a nice big room over here. But if we go behind the scenes, this is what you're actually going to see. I'm going to switch off my virtual background. Let's just switch that off. None. So what I've got is a chair behind me. And take a look at this green screen. Please get one of these. If I go back, it hooks onto my chair. You see that? So it just hooks into my chair. I come and I do my Zoom call. There we go, get myself into the right position. And my lighting over here, if we look around my office, you can see I've got the proper light set up. We had that question before about lighting. You can get these on Amazon. They're pretty inexpensive. And the best thing is there's no heat coming from them. So I have them from the two sides. That's my microphone that I'm using over there, my microphone setup. That's me on the Zoom call today. That's my cheat sheet on my other computer so I can see exactly what's saying. So that's what the office should look like. Let's put that back up there again. And again, virtual backgrounds, top left-hand corner of Zoom, just where it says stop video. If you click the little up arrow, choose virtual background, and I've got some great backgrounds that I can put in over there. And everybody says to me, where do you get your virtual backgrounds? Just go to Google and type in virtual Zoom backgrounds. There are thousands for free, thousands and thousands of great virtual backgrounds. So this afternoon, if I'm doing my video webinar, I might have that as a background behind me, or I might want to go into a music studio or a TV studio. There we've got a TV. Look at that. That's a moving studio. So it looks like you're live coming from a TV studio, or here's another one. How's that? And a lot of this stuff is free if you just go and look for virtual studios. Could be going down to the pub. There we go, boys. Going to have a drink down at the pub today. That's my drinking Friday one when I get together with my mates. And those are the two that I use most of the time because they're pretty professional. So get yourself a good virtual background. Some chats there. Somebody has to go, Jeremy. Okay, Jeremy, thanks for being on there. Let's see what else we've got here. I wish I had all day. There's so many ideas. There's my chair, by the way. That's what it looks like. So just get into the chair, pretty comfortable, and that's what you're seeing right now. That's my garage in Orlando, and I've converted that into a TV studio. This guy's an amazing guy, 41-year-old billionaire, owns 3 multi-million companies, and he comes over to my little place in Orlando, and we do all of his filming there for what he does in his business. Also, please go take a look at this here, productivitycenter.com/video book. Just take a picture of it now with your phone or write that down. That's a free ebook that I've put together, 143-page ebook with all of the equipment you would need, and where you can buy it on Amazon or whatever. So it took me about a week to do that because all the time I get emails, where do I find this? Where do I find this? So that's where you get it, productivitycenter.com/video book. Again, I'm not going to spend too much time on this here. We've seen that there. That's where you choose your virtual background, choose your background, add your own images. And here's the other thing you can do. I wasn't doing it today because I did it the last time, but this afternoon I will do it. I go live on YouTube, and now I can expand my audience by 100 times or 1,000 times, just adding, or even live on Facebook. Let's see, we've got some more questions here. Do you need a green screen for a virtual background? Actually, with Zoom, you don't, but you need good lighting. So it'll work okay, but if you don't have lighting, it's someone asked me that question earlier on, it's not going to work. So if you get good lights, that'll work really well for you. Let's see over here. Yeah, green screen not necessary. One of my favorite little tools over here, video emails. So I love, you know, if you send an email to someone, chances are they're not going to look at it. But if you send a video email, this is one of my favorite things over here. If you go on, it's just an add-on to Chrome. It's free, by the way. And if you come on here, you'll see that little, it says Loom for Chrome. I'm not going to click onto that now, but it does video in video. And you could actually make a video email where you'll come out in the circle, you can speak to people, you can explain things. And right now, if you're in sales or anything you want to explain, it's just a great little tool, or just to send a video email to someone. You know, somebody buys something from you, come on with a video. Hey, this is Frank. Listen, thanks so much for buying the program. It was great meeting you. Just works really, really well. So we've got a few minutes left. I also want to show you is personalizing things. Anything that you do, please personalize it. And this is what I've done here. An insurance company came over to me just recently and said, listen, we want you to put together a webinar for all of our financial advisors on how to sell from home. So instead of just putting together a one page, I actually put together a whole web page for them. I personalized everything. I even made a personalized video. Take a look at the video I made for them. Hansard presents. Hey, this is Frank, and we live in a whole new... Well, let's get out of there. But isn't that cool? I mean, that's just absolutely brilliant. And when I run the next program on video marketing, I'm going to show you exactly how I did that. I used 3 little tools there. One tool costs me $3 a month. The other tool is free, and the other one is $20 a month. So I've used the 3 of those, and I'm creating fantastic videos now for people. Now, we've got about 6 or 7 minutes to go. So the one thing I would like to say to you, I want to tell you a little bit about my Selling from Home course. I put that together for the company in New York and then started selling it over there. And what it includes my video and YouTube course. So that's the seminar I'm running this afternoon. That course is $247. That's it there. It also includes the whole of my LinkedIn course, which is $47. Includes headline creator software. So this is the whole package now on working from home. Includes 123 videos, 8 ebooks, LinkedIn scripts, and here's the big thing, over 1,000 in resources, video resources, all kinds of stuff. This is the stage where people normally leave the webinar and they lose out on winning the prize. But that's what you can get from this course. 123 videos, 8 ebooks. On the last one, about half of the people just bought it straight away because of the offer. And it's normally 497. But what I'm doing today, you just had a small taster of what's in the course after the webinar, but it's for 2 hours only for 2 hours. There's going to be a 70% discount. So you can buy the whole program. After 2 hours, I switch it off. That's it. So $149 US, and you've got everything you need. And my promise to you is, if you use the whole program and you don't get benefit, I'll give you 100% of your money back again. I've just had such great feedback. And if you do want to get it, go to sellingfromyourhome.com, sellingfromyourhome.com. That's where it is there, sellingfromyourhome.com. And when you get to the checkout, on the coupon code, just put in 70 off. And as I say, it's only for 2 hours, and then I switch off. That's what it looks like. You get into the checkout there, it says $497. You put in 70 off, and it comes down to $149. So please go and take a look at that. Also, if anyone's got an email, just drop me an email, frank@frankfurnace.com.